I'm going to teach you about a concept that I learned by accident while I was helping my girlfriend in her meditation. She was trying to visualize a specific scene about her being a flight attendant, and she told me that she couldn't really focus, she couldn't visualize or see anything related to the scene she was trying to create. Now, because I coach and I run classes online regarding meditation and manifestation, I know that this is an extremely common problem. You have a goal, you have a desire, something that you're trying to visualize, and you just can't get your mind to focus, or you don't see anything, or it's just completely darkness. Well, there's an answer to this problem, and it is extremely effective. So, when my girlfriend came to me and told me that she had this problem trying to visualize being a flight attendant, she couldn't see anything, I gave her a suggestion that transformed my way of viewing meditation from that point on. And I told her, why, instead of visualizing being a flight attendant, why don't you visualize this? Why don't you visualize getting a phone call from your sister and hearing your sister tell you how proud she is of you for being a flight attendant, how amazed she is because of how hard you work to become a flight attendant, and she is just in awe of how you did it. And I noticed that while I was describing this, my girlfriend started to cry a little bit, and it got her really worked up. And I realized the reason why she started to cry was because what I was saying meant so much to her. And because I know the subconscious mind only speaks the language of emotion and feeling, and the way that you impress the subconscious mind is by feeling emotion, I knew that if my girlfriend was feeling the emotion just from me talking about it, imagine if she used that scene within a deep meditative state. It would probably be hyper real. And guess what? I was right. I told her to do that. I said, hey, use this scene in a deep meditation because I see it's really getting you emotional, and that's a good thing. And when she came back and she told me what her meditation was like, it was beyond real. So now I had a theory. Now I had something I can test. Because what I had just helped my girlfriend do is find a deeper meaning behind her desire. It turns out that meaning equals emotion. You can write that down. Meaning equals emotion. And when you can find out exactly what something means to you, you've simultaneously found the emotion. And this is incredibly powerful because once you've found the emotional meaning, you can transform that into an emotional trigger and use that within a deep meditative state to impress your subconscious mind. Now, an emotional trigger is just an affirmation or a specific scene, like Neville Goddard always called them, imaginal scenes that conveys that meaning or that desire. I think this is absolutely incredible because, when we think about books like Think and Grow Rich and listen to people like Bob Proctor and even Neville Goddard, we begin to understand how powerful the feeling is. We get it, it's like, okay, I got to say my affirmation every day and I got to drive this into my mind until I feel it, until I believe it. Okay, I got to assume the reality of what I want from the future perspective until I feel it, But what if you took a step back and before you use the affirmation, before you use the imaginal scene, you found out exactly what it meant to you? One of my favorite affirmations is, my life is even better than I imagined. Now that affirmation does something for me because I've already imagined my life to be so spectacular. So when I get my mind wrapped around the idea of it's even better than I imagined, wow, that means a lot to me. You need to determine exactly what your desire means to you, and then use the meaning and wrap that around the affirmation. Make sure the affirmation means something to you. It could be something so specific to where you grew up, the hometown, something your grandfather used to say all the time. It's funny because Mike Tyson was in an interview and he was explaining how if his mentor called him this one thing, he would literally cry. Now, we're talking about Mike Tyson, right? One of the people who was one of the strongest men on the planet, became a world heavyweight champion boxer by the time he was 20 or 21, right? I don't know the exact date. This is actually pretty bad because I'm actually a big Mike Tyson fan. But anyway, you get the point. This is somebody so alpha, right? So macho. And he's saying he would cry if his mentor called him this one thing. Like, what was it? Can you guess what it was? A tomato can. Can you believe that? If his mentor, Cus D'Amato, called him, Mike Tyson, a tomato can, he on camera said he would cry. Why? Because when he was 14 years old and being trained by Cus D'Amato, one of the things that Cus D'Amato always said to people that he didn't care about, people that he didn't respect, he had no respect for them, their mother, their life, they were less than dirt. If they came into his gym and he had no respect for them, he would call them a tomato can. Now, he said he didn't know why, right? Like, he was born in 1908. He was different. But because that's what he said all the time, it made that impression on him, and that's what it began to mean to Mike Tyson. You're less than nothing. That's what a tomato can meant. So for his mentor to call him that, of course he would cry, right? This is the man who changed his life. If you know Mike Tyson's story, Cus D'Amato literally changed Mike Tyson's life, and he's the single reason why he became the world champion. So why did I tell you about that? Well, there may be certain words that convey a specific meaning to you. You need to figure that out. You need to develop a level of introspection. And this is actually why I'm working on my latest course. It's called Creating an Emotional Trigger. And in this course, I have 6 introspection tools that you use to peer into the back of your mind and figure out exactly what your desire means to you. And this is a tremendous opportunity, because once you can figure out that meaning, right? I call it the emotional meaning. You can transform that into an emotional trigger and use that within a deep meditative state to impress your subconscious mind. I can tell you story after story after story of when people do this successfully, they feel that like their meditation was absolutely real. Now, one of the latest people that I coached into doing this, a woman named Nancy. Actually, I know the video I made yesterday or the other day, her name was Nancy, but there's actually another Nancy, and she's actually also a real estate agent here in New York. I actually mentioned her in that video about the end. But anyway, I helped her discover the inner meaning behind everything that was driving her. And when she used that within a deep meditation, it literally took her to the experience. She wasn't visualizing in the meditation. She was actually experiencing the vision from the perspective of it's done. And what's amazing is that when you experience something like that in such a reality, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something that you're actually experiencing and something that you're vividly imagining like that. And that impresses your subconscious mind on a level that you wouldn't even know. After the meditation, what's left is the feeling that it's already done, that it's already happened. And you can ask her. That's exactly how she felt when I asked her. I think, I don't know if I have my testimonial posted from her yet, but it might be on my website. But yeah, it's truly amazing. So meaning equals emotion. I would say if you really got value of what I said, look out for my course. It's going to be coming out pretty soon. Go to my website, sign up for my emailing list, pick up my mental manifesting workbook in the description, right? You'll get updated when this course is coming out. It's going to be tremendously valuable to you. Now, with that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, imagination creates reality. Bye-bye.